Welcome everybody, welcome back into another episode in this our student edition series. We have with us today Daryl, my friend.
Yes, nice to meet you, man. Nice to meet you, man.
Good to have you here.
Nice to meet you.
We have been planning this and finally today is the day, right?
Today is the day, man.
Perfect. Tell our audience a little bit about yourself, Daryl.
So, I'm an ARU graduate. I just finished studying business and healthcare management. Graduated with a first class.
That's great.
And I'm just eventually going to do my master's in September at King's College.
That's great. King's College.
King's College, bro. Yeah, man.
Are you proud of yourself?
110%, bro. It's not an easy uni to get in, trust me. It's not
But
an easy
you get
uni,
into
bro.
there, right?
Yeah.
That's good.
Yep.
Perfect, Daryl. Tell me a little bit about your background, Daryl.
So,
just a little bit about, how you was before coming into the university.
well, interesting because when I first came into Angular Ruskin, I really was a lost student. I had no idea what I wanted to do.
All right.
There was no direction for me. I was just so confused, just lost. And I feel like as soon as I came into Angular Ruskin, and I was like, you know what? I just love business.
You love business.
Business was just such a passion of mine, and I just wanted to go, I wanted to go into the depths of it because entrepreneurship was just something I was interested in. Also, the healthcare side, because I was more caring for my nan at the time.
All right.
I just was like, maybe if I can incorporate some of the healthcare bit into kind of just to support her and help her more.
All right.
Maybe that could go a long way eventually in time. So. It was just natural that business and healthcare management
coming together, as what you ideally want to be.
Exactly.
That's good.
So that was it. And then as soon as I started Angular Ruskin from the beginning, as they always say, the beginning is always the hardest start.
That's true. The beginning is the hard, but that's where everything begins.
Exactly.
Right.
100%.
If you do the hardest thing first, then life gets better.
Exactly. Couldn't have said that any better, man.
That's true.
Couldn't have said that any better.
That's true. How has been life being an ARU student?
Oh man, I get this question a lot, but I love this question so much. So being an ARU student, oh my gosh. Well, first I would say definitely first, the team is very, very supportive at ARU. Trust me. So they really are one as a team. The culture is an open, foster culture, definitely. So no matter what background you're from, no matter what issue that you're having personally, there's always some service. There's always someone that could always support you and help you. And that, I feel like that is something where it shows that it's more an inclusive environment.
That's true.
And that is just amazing. So they accept anyone and anything. And if you want to progress in whatever career, there's definitely services and stuff that can help you as well. And I've been utilizing them, and here I am, man. Here I am.
True.
Definitely,
here
I am.
And thank God to these roles that we are doing, otherwise we wouldn't have known each other ever.
Oh my, if I didn't be student ambassador and I wouldn't have met you, man. Such a lovely person.
Thanks to our universities, right?
Yes,
getting these roles and we came to know each other. That's the beauty of, these roles that we do at the university, right?
Yes.
Because I think if you're a student, it doesn't matter the university, you need to get involved into the activities within the university, right?
Exactly.
Because then you will never know when your network expands.
Exactly. And I feel like you'd be missing on so much opportunity.
Exactly.
So much opportunity. And actually, people think that small opportunities don't really matter. But every little helps. Trust me, all these small opportunities add up to a big win at the end of the day.
That's true. For $1 million, it's a combination of all those $1 single pound, dollar, wherever you are, that counts, right?
Oh my God.
Even if it is one less, it's not $1 million. So never underestimate the power of that little steps that you need to take.
Definitely,
right?
definitely.
That's so incredible and so powerful, right?
Definitely.
Now, being a student, right, academic-wise, what has been your challenges? Because I know when you are probably, for international students, I know it's a very different scenario altogether. But like how it has been for you, because I know you have been here for many years, right?
Yes, yes.
So
Yes,
for you, it's maybe a little different, but still, I want to know from your perception, your point of view, how has been your academic journey into university? How it was a little different from the school education or the other grade level education, right? So what was the difference, right?
Well, I'll probably start with the point where you talked about what's the difference from the school education
That's right.
and where you are
Yeah.
at uni education.
Right.
So I would feel like in school education, it's more, because I went to a public open school, so it's
Okay.
more of a thing where you are just for yourself. And it's more of a thing where you're like there's one teacher in a classroom and he's dealing with, let's say, 30 or 40 children.
Okay.
And especially in some of the public schools, their mentality is to try to filter out, okay, so who are the intelligent ones and who are the ones that are kind of struggling and whatnot. And the ones that are kind of struggling, I mean, we'll help you, but we want to kind of get these intelligent people to the next level. You know, so I would say that in some cases in public schools, there's that, I would say, that lack of fairness. Because you have to have it balanced between
That's right.
the gifted people, talented people, and the people that are willing to work
They're
hard.
willing to work,
You know, and I would say that, but I would say that transition though, coming from public school and then coming from here, it's more independent studies.
Right.
So with the independent study, and also as well, especially with ARU, fairness is a big deal at ARU. So they don't single out anybody. No matter how old you are, how young you are.
You can be there.
Exactly.
That's another valid point. You know, even I believe that education, it's not a matter of your age, right? I think it's a matter of how ready and passionate you are, right? You can even do your first masters when you're 40s.
Yes.
Or you may have done 3-4 masters when you're 40s, right? So it all depends upon when you feel that desire within.
Yes.
Right.
100%.
And that's the point that you bring about the fairness part, right? And I think the freedom thing that we talk about in the university, when you are at your own, there is no unfair things over there.
Yes.
I think that's really crucial, right?
Yes.
When you are just left at your own,
yes,
then you discover the best in you.
Yes,
Right?
you do. But also what I love about it is you meet different people from different cultures, different backgrounds.
That's right.
You know, and you kind of get to understand, okay, so what are their thought processes? Because your thought processes are different to my thought processes.
That's right.
So I've learned over my time is that when you meet different people from different backgrounds, you all have different ideas.
That's true.
So with all of especially when you all bounce off of each other perfectly, then look at what you can create. You can create new concepts.
That's so true.
New ideas.
That's so true.
And with these new ideas, you know, these are things that can elevate you to different heights, different things.
That's true.
And also what I've learned as well is that everyone has a weakness.
That's so
Everybody
right.
has a weakness.
Everyone has, right?
Everyone does. You know, and for example, you might not be good at finance, but I might be good at finance.
True.
You know,
That's right.
so I could be there to help fill that gap for you in your finance knowledge. I might not be good at marketing.
Yep.
You might be good at marketing.
Maybe I can fill that for you.
And you could fill that for me, vice versa.
That's
exactly.
so
In the end, it's about when you all come together, you lot can work to not only build each other, but you lot can help to build, can go to different heights, different levels. It's all about having a growth mindset.
Yeah.
And that's what you develop when you meet new people from new backgrounds, new cultures.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
It's more about being in that experiential learning, right?
Yeah.
Where you know what your weaknesses are,
Exactly.
and then you're willing to learn about them,
Exactly.
right? So I think that's the one thing, you know, that every student, not just every student, but every human being needs to grasp, right?
Exactly. 100%.
There is no point to get intimidated, you know, if you are better than me,
Right.
or someone else is better than you, right? Because, you know, even I was having the same chat with another ARU student in the case today, you know, I forget her name, but I really want to mention her in that. She was also saying the same thing, you know, that if I'm not good at this, I should not get jealous by the person.
Yes.
I should get inspired by the person, you know,
Yes.
that if they can do it,
Yes.
there is a possibility I can.
Yes.
Right?
Exactly.
And that's so beautiful concept, but majority of the people miss that one.
Yes, they
Right?
do. They do.
They just get into the trap of being better than the other, but actually that's not the truth.
Right, exactly.
You know, because until or unless you're not getting out of that mindset of
Yes.
competing with others,
Yes.
you can never ever experience the joy of being in a collaborative environment.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
And that brings me to the point of group learning.
Oh
I know.
my gosh, bro.
I know we had so many.
Oh, bro, we had so much conversation.
We
about
had
that.
so much conversation about that earlier, but I think there are both sides to the group learning, right?
110%.
How has been your experience with the group learning or the group presentations in your university?
Well, in my university, well, let me start with this first and
Yeah.
foremost. I'm a person that I could always be with the best team.
All right.
I could say I could have my group of people around me,
Mhm.
and we could just ace so many presentations.
That's
And,
right.
and that's just me being honest,
That's true.
because I could just instantly just grasp my people,
Yeah.
and we could just go boom, and just
There you go.
I could say with the same people and just
Yeah.
boom, we could just go in there,
Yeah.
perform our
Yeah.
presentation and get good marks,
Get
right?
good marks, that's
But me, I believe I'm a person where
Mhm.
when you start working in a work environment,
Mhm.
you don't get to pick and choose who you work with.
Such a valid point, you know.
You do not get to pick and choose who you work with.
Yeah.
So you are going to probably have to work with people that you don't like.
Exactly.
Right.
You may not even, you know.
So if you're working with the best people,
Yeah.
and then you get put in a situation where you're working with people that you're not comfortable with, how do you adjust with that?
That's true.
So I always put myself in situations where I want to work with everybody.
Mm.
So in every group presentation, I always switched
Alright.
to different
Different group.
people to different
Yeah.
people in my class.
Uh-huh.
Eventually, I ended up working with everyone in my class.
That's all
Right? So there were some people that were in my group
No,
presentations.
sorry to stop you.
Yep.
Because I know, you know, that's a good point, right?
Yes, yes.
I haven't done that yet.
Yes.
You know, because my perception was from the first term,
Yes.
find out the people who are good and I'm okay at working with them, because I was thinking about at the end of the day I have to pass the exam.
Yes,
right?
yes.
So I should have those
Yeah.
people I'm confident about.
Yes, yes.
But you're giving a very great perception here, you know,
Yeah.
that you work with different group of people, you know, to enhance your skills, you know, because when you work with different people next time, it's a learning curve again back from zero. Right? Because if you know me, I know you, it's a piece of cake.
Exactly.
Doing same thing again, right?
Exactly, right.
But when you're in a new group, that's starting from scratch.
Exactly.
That's a very good point, right? So what's the best lesson that this practice taught you?
Well, this practice taught me the fundamental key. It's just a simple one word,
Uh-huh.
and it's adjustability.
Ah, so good. That's so
Adjustability.
good.
Because you have to adjust to people's personalities.
Yep.
You have to adjust to people's traits.
Yep.
You have to adjust to people's timing, balance,
Right.
like thinking. Because other people have so much responsibilities, you have to adjust to that.
That's right.
So it really helps me to compromise as well.
Okay.
To compromise with different people. To say, okay, so if we don't do it on this day,
Yep.
then that's fine. So we can do it on another day.
Right.
And we have to stick to it, you know, because at the end of the day, we want to succeed.
That's true.
That's the end of the day, you
It's
know.
a lesson of adjustability there, you know.
Exactly.
That's a skill, you know.
Exactly.
That's a skill you learned at the university level, and it's gonna stay with you for the lifetime.
Exactly.
Right.
100%, 110%.
Any horrible experience you had in the presentation?
Oh my gosh! Whoa!
That's what I want to hear.
Oh my gosh! Well, I've been in a team, right? Group of three,
Okay, group of
Group of three.
All right.
and my two group members. It was very interesting because one of my members were just. It was a person that was more. Okay, so I'm attending the lectures, but I'm not retaining anything.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they would but they just like to just talk, hear their own voice, and they have no idea what they're talking about.
Anything.
Nothing.
That's it.
Oh my gosh, bro. You're telling me.
Uh-huh.
And I had another one that was just to get hold of this person.
Okay.
Oh my good gosh, bro. Oh my gosh, it was like trying to find gold in a gold mine, bro. It was like trying to find gold in a gold mine. It was very difficult to get hold
You
of.
just like to catch the water with water?
It was very difficult,
Very
bro.
difficult.
Bro, but at the end of the day, I was a person that was very persistent, very hard on them. So I was like, you know what? I let them know, if you don't carry on doing this, eventually you're going to see the consequences at the end of this, you know. And a valuable lesson is, you can't force people to do something they don't want to do.
That's so true.
You cannot force them.
You cannot force people.
The only thing you can do is the best for yourself. That's the only thing you can do in time and situations like that.
That's true.
That's the only thing. So I had to learn from that experience to just go in there and just do the best that I can. Luckily, especially because universities and when they put you in those type of situations, they're not silly, because they know that some people
might be
like that.
That's true.
So that is why they would have weighting grades of 80%. 80% for you, and 20% for the group. Because so I remember when I went into the presentation, it was on Zoom, and my team wanted to practice 5 minutes before.
Come on.
5 minutes before.
Who practiced 5 minutes before, bro?
5 minutes before we had to go on live and present.
And they want to practice then.
And they want to practice now, bro. They wanted to practice then. Oh my gosh, I said, there's no hope there. But at the end of the day, I would say the end result was I done really well on my part. Like I said, it was weighted 80%, 20%. I scored almost full marks for my bit.
That's great.
However, I did drop a lot of points for group collaboration.
That's true.
But yeah,
it taught you a lesson.
It taught me a lesson. It taught me a lesson.
That brings me to a very interesting point, right? I know in the group presentation you put a very valid point.
Yes.
We cannot force other people, right?
Yes.
But how important it is to really be a leader in that situation and try to give your best and push them as much as you can. Because you see, in the university scenario, I know it's a matter of marks, it's a matter of, clearing your subject.
Yes.
But in the matter of life, it's still equally important, right?
10%, yes.
So how important it is to really give your best and push other people as much as you can.
I think leadership is by far an important aspect. Definitely. Obviously, leadership is very broad.
Yep.
So I would definitely say you would definitely 110%. You need to stand up and say, you know what?
Yep.
This is how things are gonna go, right? You need to be very organized. You need to plan, right?
That's right.
And you need to say, okay, so we are going to stick by this plan, and we're going to do it this way. You need to be assertive. You need to be stern as a leader.
Right?
110%. And also, you need to have perseverance, man. You need to, bro.
We cannot stress this too much, but it has to be there.
You need it.
It has to be there, right?
110%, because a leader, you're empowering your people.
That's true.
You're inspiring them, bro.
That's true.
And not everyone can do that.
No.
Not everybody can do that.
That's true.
And a funny thing is that, a lot of people, and I want to touch on something as well, a lot of people get confused between leadership and management.
Sorry to interrupt you, but that's a very valid point, because I study MBA in leadership, right? I have read a lot about leadership, and this one concept, the distinction between leader and a manager, and the idea of why managers should be leaders, it's a very big concept. And many people don't understand that it's like a razor's edge between these two. and you have to find out a way to grasp that concept.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So, from your perception, what do you think about that idea?
I would feel like, I always have that concept. They always say like leaders are born and they're not made. That is a whole debate in itself.
That's true.
That is a whole debate in itself,
Yeah.
and it's very, very controversial.
That's true.
Definitely so.
That's true.
But I would say, like, when it comes to management and leadership, I think the best way to kind of explain management is when you're a manager. You have quite a bit of time, right? You have quite a bit of responsibilities, but you don't have that much impact, right? Because you have quite a bit of information you can deal with.
That's
right?
true. That's right.
But leadership, right? Leadership's a bit different. You have that much information, that much time, with that much of an impact.
That's a very unique way to put it across.
Exactly.
Because ideology of leadership has been defined by so many people, right? And one of the things that I learned that there is no conclusive definition of leadership.
No conclusive. None.
The reason being, we are living in a world that is constantly changing,
Exactly.
right?
Exactly.
And with that, every change that is being presented to us, there are new kind of leaders that are evolving. And then based upon their behavior, there are new definitions that emerges.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
And that's so beautiful idea, that leadership, that it doesn't matter how much you know about it, there is still so much that you still have to uncover.
Exactly.
Exactly. That brings me to a quote which I heard from one of my mentors, way back 10 years ago. He said that what we know is finite, and what we don't know is infinite.
Exactly.
Right? And we're living in an ocean of knowledge.
Exactly.
And you just have to keep going, get a little bit more, understand a little bit more, and the most important is apply that learning, experiential knowledge, right?
And I feel like as well, your learning will expand when you're more in a cultural learning environment.
That's so true.
If you're in a cultural learning environment, you tend to learn quicker because you're in an environment where people are just constantly learning
and evolving,
evolving, developing.
That's true.
And as a leader, you always have to focus on especially self-development.
That's true.
If you don't self-develop as yourself, then how do you expect other people around you to self-develop?
That's true.
And
when you was talking about that idea of cultural knowledge, I think that's a very good point. Being a student, coming to a foreign country, you have an excellent chance of that.
Exactly.
Don't just participate within your group.
Right.
Like for example, if you are an Indian, don't just try to mingle with Indians.
Right.
If you are, let's say, from a certain religion, don't just try to interact within that religion.
Right.
Nothing against them.
Right.
But when you get involved into a multicultural group, you learn how somebody else is thinking about the same idea. Right?
Exactly.
Maybe let's say I'm having trouble grasping certain concept, but you may be getting it like that.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
And then there is no point of me being afraid that why I'm not good at this.
Exactly.
Instead, I should speak to you.
Exactly.
I should learn from your point of view, your perception, and then try to embed that within me.
Exactly.
And that's a huge idea of learning,
Exactly. 110%.
Like all the great leaders in the world, they're not born leaders,
Exactly.
They are, I must say that over the time, they developed themselves to the leadership status, to the leadership role.
Exactly.
And I think it's ever evolving, ever changing.
And a quote I want to kind of end on is, it's a good saying, and it says, look, everyone wants to be a leader until it's your turn.
That is such a wonderful idea, Everyone is a leader until it's your turn. And when it's your turn, you got to be ready and prepared.
Exactly.
That's where personal development comes into place, right?
Exactly.
How important it is, because I have a background in the personal development, right?
Yes.
You know that. from your perspective, how important is personal development for students?
Oh,
Because students have all kind of belief systems, you know.
yes, 100%.
But how they should look at personal development in your understanding?
I would definitely say personal development for students, because they, especially when they come into an academic environment.
Yep.
And imagine if you're not really, you have no background in academics at all, you know?
Yeah,
like,
that's right.
you know, you're just starting.
You just said excited.
You're just starting.
Yeah.
So to make that transition, it's going to be very, very difficult. You're going to have to, for example, learn how to write.
That's true.
You're going to have to learn how to write. You're going to have to learn how to reference, you know? You're going to have to learn how to skim through academic sources.
That's true.
And read and cipher and go, okay, so is this relevant or not?
It's not.
You know? It's not going to be easy, because some people come from a background where they just, for example, love to read books, and they get immersed in the books.
Yeah.
But in academics, it's different. You don't have time.
No, you never have.
You don't have time to read everything like it's a book.
That's true.
You know, because for example, what if you read a journal article, and then by the time you finish reading this, 12, 13 page journal article from top to bottom, then what if it has no relevance to the question that you're trying to answer?
That's true.
So you've just kind of just wasted half an hour reading this article, and it has nothing to do with the question that you're trying to answer.
Yeah.
So personal development and adaptability, and to say, okay, so right, it's more of an in and out. You need to read the important things. If it's very relevant, then read more into it.
Yeah.
If not, you have to learn
put it
aside and let go.
Just let go.
You have to let
not
go,
just keep
bro.
holding on to that article.
You know what I mean? So that's what I'm trying to say. What if you're from you're from a background you just love reading?
That's true. I think, you know, this brings me to a very interesting point, and I think I wanted to discuss this point anyway with you.
Yeah.
But now I think that's the best time to put this in, right?
Yeah.
I think that's the only place where you should use AI.
Yes.
You know, you should not use it to write your assignments for you. You should not use it to let it do everything for you.
Yep.
But you should use it smartly.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. Can I? Sorry.
Yeah, no problem. Yes, please.
You should use those tools with a pinch of salt. Do not use it to its fullest entirety.
That's true.
If I was student, I would double background check.
That's a valid point.
To ensure that the information that
from the AI.
that the AI is totally correct. Because you don't want it to mislead you.
That's true.
And you know, if it misleads you, not only will you be facing serious consequences, but then you haven't even answered the topic in its entirety.
You know, they say that it's a proven fact, you know, don't trust the information out there.
Trust me.
Before you trust the information, make sure you have cross-verified that information.
Yes.
You know, because that's the one word that I learned from my academic journey.
Yes.
That what is the empirical evidence of what's being said?
Exactly.
All right.
Right.
If there is no empirical evidence of what's being said, that means it's just a common idea or a belief.
Right.
You know.
Right. And
nothing against, you know, the beliefs that people hold, because belief is very powerful.
Exactly.
It can move mountains.
Exactly.
You know, it can help you to conquer whatever the hardest challenges you have in your life.
Right.
But in academics,
it's just factual.
Factual. You've got to be there finding the empirical evidences, you know, for what you're doing, right?
Yes.
And you also talked about referencing, right?
Yes.
Many students struggle about that, right?
Yes.
Now, apart from that, you know, just bringing back to the idea of personal development, right? What are some of the things that you do in your life to work on your personal development?
So for me, to work on my personal development, I would think the main thing I would do is I have a little pocketbook.
Okay.
So I would always write down my goals and what I would like to achieve.
That's so good.
By the end of my academic journey.
Yeah.
So for example, I remember in because I'd done a 4-year course.
Okay.
So in 2019, I wrote in my personal diary that I wanted to become the best person in myself. the best version of myself by the time I have finished my uni course. And I can definitely say to you
that you are the best person you want to become.
I have developed so much as a person through not only just engaging in the opportunities that the uni has to offer, but going through trials and tribulations. You really tend to develop during that time, and I would say you definitely gain wisdom through life experience.
You must be very proud of yourself, right? 100%. And happy and grateful from within.
110. I couldn't be more grateful because I wouldn't have met you. I wouldn't have met you.
That's so true.
I wouldn't have met. I wouldn't have had the opportunity to become a peer mentor and had an impact on so many undergraduates at level 3 and level 4 that are just coming in, you know, to make it comfortable for them on their academic journey that they're just starting. So to know that I'm a part of that is a big achievement in my life. You know, if I can change one person's life, then that's I'm happy.
That's it. And I think that's the true meaning of life, you know. First you improve yourself, and then you help as many people you can around you. Right?
You can't help others if you don't help yourself.
That's true. It's just like that, you know, when you go to a flight, they said put your own mask first before you help somebody else.
Exactly.
Right? If you are not in the condition where you feel confident about yourself, there's no point you going out there and helping somebody else.
Exactly.
Right? Because when you are not when you are not feeling that, you know, kind of accomplishment, if, at that time, if you're even trying to help someone, you know, it's not going to work out.
Right.
You know, I believe that somehow we sense energy.
Yes.
You know,
very strong thing.
We sense energies, and if somebody is talking to you, it doesn't matter how, you know, articulated their conversation is. You know it if they're not, you know, if they're lying.
Exactly.
It's that gut feeling, you know.
I feel like everyone can talk until it's time to do. Anyone can talk until it's time to do.
Anyone can talk until it's time to do.
Anyone can talk till it's time to do.
That's so true, you know, like you can keep talking, keep building ideas, but what matters the most is the time to take action.
Right. Action. There's no point.
There's no point. You know,
you could be the smartest man in the world, for example, right? But if you're so smart and haven't done anything applicable with that knowledge,
it's gone.
Right. So why do you have all that knowledge then? If you're not applying it in any type of form to have any sort of impact on not only your life but the people around you.
That's true.
Because, you know, we live in a world where, you know, like we all are trying to find ourselves. We're all trying to find ourselves. Everybody is on a journey. Everyone is on a path, right? But as you know, as from studying leadership, it takes that one person, only one person, to help direct them to say, you know what, I understand where you're going. We're going to go on this journey together. That's true. And through going through this journey, we are going to encounter so much different people, so much different problems, so much hard decisions we have to make. But at the end of the day, we know where the main focus is.
That's true.
And that is the fundamental point what I want to talk about as well, is that you can't lead or manage anyone if you can't manage and lead yourself.
Yeah, that's true. That's so true, you know. First you have to master that skill on yourself.
Exactly.
Once you master that skill on yourself, then you can translate it.
Exactly.
Because, you know, if you don't know how to manage your own time, how you can preach about time management?
Exactly. Thank you. If you're turning up to work late, for example,
you can't point fingers.
You can't point fingers at other people that are turning up late, can you?
Not at all. You know.
You got to lead by example.
Yeah. You know, they say that by their fruits, you know them.
Yes.
Right? Yes. It's an old saying, but it's still true till date today.
Exactly.
Being a, you know, ARU graduate.
Yes.
What has been your most cherished moments, like your biggest accomplishments that really, you know, gives you that feeling that that's it, that's me, that's me?
Oh, my biggest achievement. I would say, if I'm honest with you, this is a big achievement of mine, but it's also a personal achievement of mine.
Okay.
Because it was when I was in my final year.
Okay.
And I was doing my I would say my mini dissertation. I would say.
All right.
I was getting ready to do. Unfortunately, my nan, she passed away at that time, and I said to her before she was, she was really ill, because she passed away because she had a stroke. But when I saw her in the hospital, I said to her that I would make sure that my final dissertation, I would knock it out the park for her. And I said, I would love to see you graduate with. I would love to you to see me in my hat and my gown with a first class honors. And lo and behold, I done my mini dissertation. I done my viva where I had to present my work to my teacher, and I knocked my mini dissertation out of the park. I got 80% for my dissertation,
so good, bro.
and for my viva presenting, I got 70%.
That's so awesome.
And I know that
she must be proud of
she
you.
must be proud of me, and that is my biggest achievement.
So
to
good.
know that I completed what I said I was going to do. I completed my academic journey, and I've done it for myself, but also I've done it for her as well.
That's true.
I know she'd be proud of me for that.
True.
For sure.
And I think, there is no biggest satisfaction in the world than doing what you have promised yourself to do. Right? Because when you enter into an environment, doesn't matter what that environment is, right?
Yes.
If you say that I'm going to do this, and you end up doing this,
Yes.
that's the real satisfaction of life.
Yes, and for any student as well, especially definitely, the one thing that you need on your academic journey is resilience. And another one I'll throw in there is you need perseverance.
That's so true.
Those two things throughout your academic journey
Has to be there.
Students, you need those two things. You need to build it, because there are going to be points along your academic journey where you're going to feel like giving up. You're going to feel like quitting.
Yeah, you're going to feel like
you're going to feel like the world is on top of you. But resilience and perseverance will get you through it. And if you can build those things starting from the beginning,
you can carry on them with your life, right?
it will make it easier going from level 4 to level 5 to level 6, even through level 7, and so forth.
So on, And I think not just academics, but these two traits, they're for you to win in the life battle.
Exactly.
Because when you enter the life, or when you enter that environment of world outside your academics, it's a very rapidly moving world.
Yes, fast changing.
You will have problems. You will have challenges. They are inevitable.
Inevitable. Inevitable.
They're inevitable. But as long as you have that attitude of perseverance, you are going to knock every obstacle out of your way.
Because you are not going to give up.
That's true.
That is it. You're not going to give up. The world could change so quickly, but you will find a way to shift and not give up. And that is the most important thing, is even though the world is changing, you have to change with it.
You have to change with it.
You have to change with it. If you do not change with it, you are lost in time.
You're lost.
You are lost in time. So, and that goes back to what we were just talking about, that environment of learning. If you do not learn, then you cannot shift.
You cannot shift.
So that is something that you need to really keep on top of, is your learning. As long as you're alive, keep learning.
And I think that brings me back to the point that you were discussing about, that you have to keep going.
Yes.
We have to go back to the time when we were little kids.
Yes.
It doesn't matter how many times our parents stopped us from doing something.
Yes.
We still went after that.
Exactly.
You see the problem was, when we were little kids, we had curiosity but no awareness. But as we grow old, we gain awareness, but we lost the curiosity.
Well, I can't agree with you any more than that.
You know, we should have carried on that curiosity.
Yes.
I know when we were little kids, putting our finger into the socket was bad.
Yes.
Parents make us aware about it.
Yes.
But now when we are grown up,
Yes.
we are aware that we
Yes.
have to keep growing, keep learning.
Exactly.
But where is the curiosity?
That's why they always say
Mhm.
you need to have a kid mindset.
That's true.
And let me I want to give a tip, especially to
Yeah,
students.
sure.
I shouldn't.
Yeah.
Well, this is a tip, right?
Yeah.
So to help you with your academic journey, right? The thing that you need to do is you need to have a kid mindset, meaning that you need to always keep asking questions.
That's so
When a kid doesn't understand something, what's the first thing they ask? Why?
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 That's so true.
Why?
Why this? You know, if you ask
Why?
them, don't put your finger into
But
the socket.
why?
They will not ask you because they were little kids why, but they will still keep going after
But
it.
why?
Right?
But then you're gonna think, but why? Why should I not do it?
Yeah.
What are the consequences,
What are the
of doing
consequences?
it?
That's true.
You know? And when you think about it, this is how you've been writing this whole time.
Yeah.
With a kid mindset.
Kid mindset.
You've been saying, okay, so this thing impacts this. Why?
Why?
How?
How?
And if you keep asking yourself those questions and you can fill in as much information in a concise manner, then that's all they're asking for. That's it.
That's true.
That will make a strong point of what you're trying to make. And that is one thing I would definitely say to students as well. Is keep your kid mindset.
That's true.
Keep asking why. Keep asking how. Keep asking what would happen if this doesn't go right.
Yeah. What's next?
You know, what's next?
Yeah.
Exactly. What if these two come together? What does it create? Have that kid mindset and apply it along your academic journey, and I promise you, you will start seeing not only your marks go up, you will start analyzing the world with an open mind.
That's so true. That's so
That's
true. You know, because when you get back to the level of curiosity
Yes.
you had as a little kid, you know, you see a world from a different perception.
Exactly.
You know, it's just like that. When you stand at the bottom of the tallest building in your town,
Yep.
the view is different.
Yes.
As soon as you go on the topest floor,
Yes.
the view is different.
Exactly.
And it's all a matter of that awareness.
Exactly.
You have it right now as an adult, but you need to bring back that childlike mindset.
Exactly.
That curiosity
Exactly.
gotta be there.
And what do they say as well, especially for students as well, but especially from your aspect, what do they always say the main things that they're looking for academically? The two things are the whys and the how. And
right.
when you can answer those to the fullest entirety, that's what they're curious about.
There you go.
That's it.
That's true. That's
That is
true.
it.
You know,
That is it.
that's right.
Because answering the whys and the hows allow you to think more critically.
That's another valid point, you know, because that's what I believe this higher education teaches you.
Exactly.
Be critical.
Be critical.
Nothing is wrong, nothing is right.
Exactly.
It's just a point of view.
Exactly.
Your point of view might be different than mine.
Exactly.
And it may be different than your professor.
Exactly.
Or maybe different than somebody else.
Exactly.
But every different point of view brings an idea.
Exactly. That's the thing. Because like you say, knowledge is always changing. What was good 100 years ago might not be good today.
It's, you know, let's talk about 10 years ago, bro.
Yeah.
Who have ever thought about online classes?
Right, exactly.
You see, that change was imposed on us.
Right.
COVID brought it on us, right?
Exactly.
But now you see it's a normal part of our life.
Right. Exactly. However, though, there are some things that stand the test of time.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if you studied it in leadership, but Maslow's motivation
It's
theory.
still there. They still taught you, you know. Those are the basic necessities, you know, the levels of your life.
They still-
And they still exist. You know, they say that the foundation remains the same, and whatever else is the evolution of the foundation.
Yes,
Right?
exactly.
You just build upon that foundation. You know, like have a look at the first telephone.
Right.
The first telephone was just made to communicate with each other.
Right.
We still communicate with the phone
Right.
that we have right now,
Right.
but now we can do thousands other things with the
Right.
same phone, right?
Exactly.
The foundation is there.
Exactly.
That's something similar. When you went to your, you know, school for the first time,
Yes,
you go there to learn knowledge.
exactly.
And then when you go to the university,
Yes.
you still go there for the same purpose.
Exactly.
But then there are different parts of it.
Exactly.
You need to learn how to incorporate that everything as a one unit
Exactly.
to get the best out of whatever you're doing.
And I feel,
Right.
and I've learned something as well because I done in my foundation year I had a data skills course,
Okay.
and my data skills. But so basically, data skills is more about mathematicals, basically,
Right.
pretty much.
Right.
So within my data skill course, my lecturer always said something that kind of stuck with me, and he said that you, no matter what, you need, like, mastering your fundamentals
Yep.
will take you so far in life you don't even understand.
That's so true.
Because no matter what happens, if things get a bit too hard,
Yeah.
what do everyone do? They go back to the fundamentals. So if you have a strong fundamental,
You get better.
Exactly.
Things get easier.
things get easier. As things get harder and harder and harder.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you have that base level.
Basic level. That's so true. Whenever, for example, let's say there's a huge building, and if there is a fault in the electricity, what they will check the first? The basics.
Exactly.
They will
Thank
check
you.
the basic connections,
Exactly.
the fuse and all that stuff.
Exactly.
Are they in the place where they have
Exactly.
to be? Then comes rest of the
Then
thing.
comes the rest of the thing.
You know?
Exactly.
So it's all about that, finding the problem,
Exactly.
and that's what values in the life.
Exactly.
Because there's a funny statement, it's a funny example. I really want to put it across here. A plumber went into a house to fix the pipe, or something issue was there,
Yeah.
and the plumbers, after fixing everything, the plumber said, all right, so it's 220 pounds, right? And the owner asked, what's 220 pounds? You just changed the valve and it's just 20 pounds.
Yeah.
And he said, yes, the valve is for 20 pounds, but the 200 pounds is finding what the fault was.
And you know what? That like, to even further on that analogy, the more problems you can fix, the more you can charge.
That's
for,
true.
For
your services, or whatever you're doing in life.
100%, because dealing with problems is not an easy feat. Not everyone can do that.
Yeah.
Everyone thinks they can do that.
Yeah.
But when it actually comes down to it, it's very difficult. And it makes me go into another point where it's like, why do you think that directors are directors? Which is a good point.
That's a valid and interesting point. Why they are?
Why are they directors? Why isn't there 10 directors? Why is there only like 3 or 4?
Maybe just a group of,
There's only a group of them.
Why
is that?
What's that?
Which is a very good question. Why is that? Well, it's because they bring something that nobody else can. They have a skill that they have harnessed, that they have mastered, and they have developed, and that skill has made them
directors.
Yeah, exactly.
They can bring the best out of their actors.
Exactly.
That's what makes the. I think the best director is not the one who can, have the best script or whatever. I think the best director is the one who can bring the best out of an actor.
Exactly.
And if we apply that to our life, we have to become the director and the actor of our own life.
Exactly.
We must know what we are visualizing or we were thinking, and then we must know how to bring it out in the real world.
Exactly.
And when that happens, that's magic.
And when you think about the example you just said, like what you just said, right? Think about that in a workplace. Think about that in your personal life. Think about that from a wider perspective, because you are a director, right?
That's true.
And you, like you said, you want to bring the best out of your people. Your people could be, for example, your family. Your people could be your friends. Your people could be, like, just someone that inspires you. Like, it could be anyone. And what they're looking for is creativity, originality. Those are the 2 key things, and those things will help you to get into such better positions in your life.
That's true.
And that's just, I'm not talking about I'm talking about organizational rankings. I'm talking about in your personal life. They will help you so much. As long as you have creativity and you don't lose it, the world is your oyster, man.
And I think, everyone is creative, but they just have to keep their logic aside. Be
Exactly.
creative, you know.
Exactly.
As long as the logic is overpowering you,
Yeah.
your creativity is going to shut down.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
And be illogical.
Mm-hmm.
That's where the creativity comes.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I believe creativity never comes from planned actions.
Mm-hmm.
Creativity comes from just being illogical, being willing to put your craziest ideas
Exactly.
into implementation.
Exactly.
Right.
And you just touched on something, and there's something I really want to ask you as well.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of someone that has wrote a book on accidental success?
Accidental success. No, I haven't.
No, it's not. It's all been intentional. Everything is
Everything is
intentional.
intentional. Now that's a different point. Whether you're being conscious about what is being done here, or let's just put it this way: are you aware about what intention you're putting in the universe,
Exactly.
or you're being unaware about what's happening around you?
Exactly.
That's so true.
Exactly. That's the truth.
That's so
You know?
amazing.
So true.
Yeah.
100%.
Now, apart from academics, right? What other interests you have in your life in journey?
Well, like, if you're talking more hobby-wise,
Yeah,
and
just
what
hobby-wise.
and what I do, not gonna lie, I love to play the piano. I love piano. I'm not gonna lie. I love musical instruments from a child. Has just been I just
You
love
love it.
instruments. Instruments, I love them, especially the drums. I love the drums.
The drummer.
I love it. From young, I've signed up to so much drumming lesson classes.
So, alright.
Yeah, so you go to drumming lesson classes.
that's
I've been in like auditioning for like bands and stuff
So
when I was
good.
young. So
You were
I was
into those
I was
things,
very
right?
proactive. Yeah,
Great.
in school I took piano lessons. So piano was something I loved as a kid because it inspired me. Because when you see those orchestras on the piano.
Yeah, it looks so royal.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
I'm feeling it.
Yeah,
That's so sensational.
that's a different type of feeling,
It's a different world altogether.
I love, that's something I dream for myself, to be live in the orchestra and just play it live on the piano.
That's so good.
It's just amazing to me. I love it so much. So in my spare time, I'll just play the piano from time to time. I still try to do my drumming here. I still have my drumming equipment here and there, but I still do that. And yeah, that's what I normally do in my spare time, and I enjoy it. That's it. If not that, I'll probably be reading. I'll be reading books, potentially around more crime investigation type books. I love those type
You
of
want
books.
to be an investigator then?
Well, I might investigate you now, yeah? Okay.
Business investigator. Not
Sherlock Holmes.
Man,
Okay.
you go. Like, what impact these things has in your life in general? I know, because everybody knows that these things are important, right?
Yes.
But from your perspective, learning to play drums, learning to play piano,
Yes.
or reading or anything else,
Yes.
how does that has impacted your life as a person?
I'm not gonna. Well, to me, I see them as just personal life skills that I would want to have. I just would love to learn to just play the piano.
Yeah.
I just love to read because for me, I'm just curious about not only other people's lifestyles, but I'm just curious about the world around and everything. So I would read more crime books. I love psychology books to learn on human behavior. I love it, especially because we're dealing with humans every day. Every day of our lives.
Yeah.
So those type of things really interest me. But they're also more wind down time for me. Stress relievers. So if I'm having a really bad day, I'll just play a piano and it just calm me down. I just play a song. If not, I'll just read a book or I'll just play some drums. And these things, to me personally,
Stress
they're
busters.
stress relievers for me.
That's so good. I think
That's it.
that's a really good advantage of having those extra, I must say, hobbies.
Yeah.
Because otherwise you will really get bogged down in this world.
Exactly. Definitely.
Because then you will have no idea where to go, what to do.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
But whenever you're low, if you have certain hobbies, you can just be there, do the things that you love to do, and it can just bring your motivation level back.
Exactly, man. Exactly.
Right.
Especially in your spare time, if you, for example, if you want to learn a language, you know. Imagine you're studying for 4 years and every day you're taking 20 minutes out of your time to learn a language.
That's true. And now there are so many, good apps to do that. You can just spend your 10 minutes.
Bilingo.
That's right.
Bilingo.
You can just, you can just spend your time there, few minutes, learn about it, and over the time you can just get mastered.
Exactly, and that's the thing. A lot of people think, look, like I just want to put so much hours into it. They put like 8 hours or 5 hours, just for example, a day learning a language, and they keep consistently putting crazy hours. But it's not about putting in the hours. It's about like they say, work smart, not hard.
Just work smart, As you said initially, it's about bringing those small, consistent time over the longer period of time. That's what matters the most,
Consistency. That's the aim of the game.
Exactly. You can read a book today, and then you don't read it for a few weeks. It's not going to help you.
Exactly. I remember a famous quote by Denzel Washington. Yeah, Denzel Washington. Yeah, he was like, without commitment, right? Without commitment, you will never start, and without consistency, you will never finish.
That's so true. Commitment and consistency, they has to be there in your life. If they're not there, you're done and dusted.
Done and dusted,
you're
bro.
Done and dusted.
Done and dusted.
Done and dusted. That's so good. What other hobbies or other things you have in your life that you like apart from that?
Well,
do you love sports?
Oh yeah, football, definitely.
Come on,
as you know.
What's your favorite club?
Arsenal, and I hope.
Don't leave the podcast, okay? I'm a Man United fan.
Oh my, Man United.
Do you think you have a chance on the final day?
You know what? Anything can go. Anything can go.
Are you wishing for the Hammers?
I'm not gonna lie, odds are quite low, but I'm praying for a miracle. I'm praying for a miracle.
Every Arsenal fan is praying, Every Arsenal fan. They are pissed off by Tottenham. Do you think they did it intentionally?
Tottenham threw on purpose. I'm saying it. Look in the camera.
It's on camera now.
Yeah?
They did it on purpose.
You guys threw on purpose. Yeah? Son, you had a chance and you bottled it, mate. Alright? Yeah?
That's gonna go wild.
Yeah, okay, yeah, you bottled it. I said it here first, alright?
Arsenal fans, if you think it was Son's mistake and he really bottled it on purpose, please fire your comments right there. Alright, jokes apart, but I believe sports has a really significant impact on your life, right?
Yeah.
There are so many things to learn, so many lessons on leadership to learn, so many lessons on teamwork to learn, so many lessons on being persistent, being dedicated to learn, right? From your perspective, what is the biggest lesson that sports has taught you, either watching or playing?
It's actually, oh my gosh, I'm glad you brought that analogy in actually, because I remember I forgot what module it was, but my teacher used a sports analogy, and he said, and it was about Barcelona actually.
Oh, Barcelona,
and
Messi. No longer there now.
No,
but when you talk about Barcelona, you have Messi.
Everyone thinks of Messi.
Everyone thinks about Messi,
But it was at one point Barcelona were unbeatable. What era? I remember the era where it was Xavi.
Yeah, Xavi,
Iniesta,
Gerard Piqué, Iniesta,
Pio, yes, and they were just unbeatable. And the question was, okay, so why? Why were they unbeatable? What would they do that other clubs wasn't doing? That was the question. And it was, you remember when they had they were the first to invent the tiki-taka.
Yeah.
So the tiki-taka football was from Barcelona.
Yeah.
So it was like, how did they ensure that tiki-taka was to run smoothly within Barcelona? Because it's a team game, It's a team game. That is the thing, is that not one person could, carry Barcelona on their back. right? It's a team
It's a
game.
team.
Like they say that Messi carried Barcelona on his back, right? However, he can only do so much.
Yeah,
He's only one person.
That's true.
You know,
until or unless the group doesn't
unless the group
combines together.
exactly. And you saw from the era when Barcelona and Madrid, you know, that feud that they had. You saw how that once that feud came on, it was one of
and
the
I think
best feuds.
You put a very valid point.
Best feuds.
I'll just expand upon that. It's not the one person who builds the team.
Yes.
It's the team who makes that one person successful.
Exactly.
You look at Messi, when he was in Barcelona, the Barcelona was a giant.
Exactly.
Look at Ronaldo when he was at Madrid.
Exactly.
Madrid was giant.
Exactly.
What happened to PSG when Messi went there? What happened to Man United when Ronaldo came here? It's not the one man show.
Exactly.
That's the biggest life lesson.
right.
Yes, you have to be the best of your craft,
Exactly.
and then you have to surround yourself with the people
Exactly.
who can complement your weaknesses.
Exactly.
And that's when you get to the level of success that you desire in your life.
110%.
Right.
And it's more of a thing. Look, when you're in a team, when you especially in most sports, it's a team
It's a
effort.
team effort.
Right? And if one person clocks out, then what's going to happen to everybody else?
They're all gonna fall down.
Exactly. You know what I mean? Domino effects, right?
Yeah, that's true.
If one person clocks out, then
Everybody
else function.
Yeah.
So it made me think, for Barcelona to have that era where they were just untouchable, winning everything, their mentality had to be switched on all the time when playing that, when performing on the pitch.
Yeah.
You know. And to be fair, look at what happened. Look how much they won.
Yeah.
They won pretty much nearly everything.
Everything, you know.
Everything. And that's what happens when you work as a team successfully. And that's the
you
life
have to
lesson.
understand your strengths and weaknesses, and then
Exactly.
you have to cover up for your weaknesses, learn from other people, and bring that into your life.
Right, exactly, 110%.
That's
Man.
so amazing, Tori. You know, this is a really, really valid point.
Yes, man, 110%.
Now, bringing this to an end, the landing, one idea that you really want to tell our audience that's what you need to do.
One idea, stay focused.
And there's one.
Stay focused.
There's one more, guys. Take that risk, okay? It's right there.
Take risk, 100%. All the time, take risks.
You gotta take risks. You see,
you know, hat, take risks.
it's your choice. If you don't choose the risks by yourself that you want to take, then the risks that are outside will choose you for themselves. So it is either your choice or they just fall onto you. You gotta make a choice.
100%, man. Make your choice, man.
Right.
Make your choice.
Make your choices wise and live your life better. Awesome. Thank you so much, Daryl. It has been a pleasure having you here.
Pleasure to be on here,
from
man.
your experiences, and I believe people can really get some ideas out of our conversation.
100%.
And in case in future you have any other questions that you want me to ask my guests, put it in the comments. Thank you for your support and love. Daryl, once again, thank you, man.
Thank you, man. Thank you for having me, man. It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure being here.
Perfect.
Thank you.